On the Jim Thorpe base, over.
Hey Sam, good morning. JTWH here. Just about ready to depart for our first trip. How do we look to take the light at Nescahoning Junction, over?
Hey, good morning, JTWH. You're okay to take the signal at Nescahoning Junction. Got you lined all the way north of Independence up to Whitehaven. You'll be clearing up on the siding at Tannery before your arrival at Whitehaven. That's correct, right?
Yeah, roger, up to Tannery until that JTPI gets by.
Okay, roger that, Ryan. Yeah, I got the instructions for that electric lock there sitting here on my desk, and I'll be trying to keep an eye on it as best I can for when you arrive. Over.
Oh, very good, roger that.
Sure. Alright, you guys have a safe trip north. We'll go now.
Thanks, talk to you, Tannery.
It's a beautiful, cool, crisp morning in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania on the Reading, Blue Mountain, and Northern Railroad. We're set up just shy of the former Central Railroad of New Jersey's passenger station in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. Many people call this town the Switzerland of America, and it sure has some of those vibes, but today, the Reading, Blue Mountain, and Northern Railroad operates passenger excursions into and out of this station. The train set up at the platform waiting for its departure is train JTWH, the bike train which operates from Jim Thorpe to Whitehaven and return. Powering today's JTWH is GP38-2 number 2014 leading north, and GP38-2 number 2015 will be leading the train back south to Jim Thorpe. The journey for JTWH takes it on the former Reading and Northern Railroad's main line north of the Lehigh River Gorge. From there, it'll head north up to Whitehaven where the bikes and the passengers will be offloaded, where the passengers will ride their bikes back south to Jim Thorpe.
Alright, here we go to Tannery. Correct.
The two railroads that paralleled each other for the quickest route from the big city all the way to the mountains were the CNJ and the Lehigh Valley. Both railroads, having operated out of Jersey City, ran all the way here to Anthracite Country to see which railroad would have the quickest route. On the downtown Jim Thorpe side, which is now the Reading and Northern, all of this track here is the former Central Railroad of New Jersey trackage. Across the Lehigh River on the other side is the former Lehigh Valley main line, which includes the Norfolk Southern Lehigh Line and the Reading and Northern Railroad's Lehigh branch, which heads down to Packertson Yard. On the platform here you can see some of the info for scheduled trains throughout the day, which include the bike train and of course the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway, which operates north in the gorge up to Old Ben Haven. Across the river here you can see some tank cars in storage on the R&N's Lehighton branch, which is set right next to Norfolk Southern's Lehigh Line, which is the former main line of the Lehigh Valley Railroad from Jersey City, New Jersey, all the way north to Buffalo, New York. We're now set up on the other side of the Lehigh River on Norfolk Southern's Lehigh Line, as NS train H66 is heading northbound for Hazleton, Pennsylvania, with SD60E number 6910 and SD40-2 number 3351 hauling a short train bound for Hazleton. As the 11 a.m. Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway train prepares to depart for Old Penn Haven, train PIJT, the all-day excursion train from Pittston to Jim Thorpe, arrives in with GP 38-2 number 2023, hauling a short passenger train. As the PIJT arrives into the station, the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway with GP 38-2 number 2013 departs Jim Thorpe along the wall track.
4.
With the passengers now off the train and Jim Thorpe, the PIJT shoves back out of the station, heading for the Jim Thorpe yard.
Yep, crossing's activated, clear. Half part of the crossing, clear.
After the PIJT shoved out of the station, the next train came in arriving from Reading Outer Station, running as train OSJT from Reading Outer Station to Jim Thorpe, with GP38-2s number 2011 and 2012. The same thing occurred again with OSJT, as they shoved their train out of the station back into the Jim Thorpe yard. With the station platform now wide open, the 11 a.m. Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway train returns to Jim Thorpe Station as GP38-2 number 2013 shoves its train back into the station.
About 7 of the crossing 2013. Six to go 2013. Prior to that, you're going to take that.
The next train returning into Jim Thorpe is WHJT, the return of the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway's bike train. GP38-2 2015 takes a quick pause just shy of the station platform to let the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway shove back to make room for the bike train so they can head into the station. Leaving the hustle and bustle of Jim Thorpe behind, we make our way to the town of Donaldson, Pennsylvania, located on the Reading Blue Mountain and Northern Railroad's Tremont branch. This former Reading Company branch line starts off at Westwood Junction, where it splits off the line toward Minersville. It heads west through Tremont and Donaldson, all the way out to Goodspringer, Pennsylvania, to the Copies Propane Rail Terminal. Today, train PNGS operating from Port Clinton to Goodspringer has a pair of GP39RNs as they head west through Donaldson, Pennsylvania. Train PNGS, also known as the Goodspringer, has been a rail van favorite on the Reading and Northern. This is the third time that I've seen the Goodspringer, and every single time has had a different set of power. This time my first time seeing 4-axle power on it, with two former Santa Fe GP30Us, now Reading and Northern GP39RNs. Number 2532 leads the westbound train into Goodspringer as it passes over Main Street. This is Copies Propane, and is as far west as the Goodspringer will go from Port Clinton. From here, the train will drop off the 3 tankers and head back towards Port Clinton with just hoppers in the consist. After working copies propane, the train made the return trip back towards Port Clinton, but would have to make a stop between Goodspringer and Donaldson to drop off some hoppers on a spur track. Our final scene of the Goodspringer shows the train rolling east as it passes over US Route 209 and Main Street in downtown Tremont, Pennsylvania, as it heads back to Port Clinton, with GP39RN number 2535 on the port.